And welcome to the Celestial Tea Podcast.
I'm Love.
And I'm Tylen.
And we're two Los Angeles-based astrologers and witches serving up the cosmic tea about your favorite celebrities, musicians, and artists.
As always, if you enjoy our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
So if you're a pop culture baddie, tune in, get your cup of tea, and get ready to sip from the stars. Hello. Welcome. I was just joking with Tyler. I was like, I'm going to be honest, this is coffee, not tea.
This is cacao, not tea.
I mean, so that's similar. More similar to tea than coffee, I guess. I don't know.
Cacao is so heart-opening. I've been really loving working with cacao medicine recently. Y'all, it will open your heart. So, highly recommend.
Yeah, I know people do for like ceremonial, and then I know some people that like they start every day.
Yeah.
Like just like meditating.
Oh, I don't do it every day, but I've been working with it. I'd say maybe like 4 times a week. I'll have it. Yeah.
Do you like sweeten it and stuff?
I put honey in it. Yeah. But that's the only thing I use to sweeten it.
There's this really cool cacao company we used to source at the spiritual shop I used to manage. And they would have like some good, like theirs was like, you know, cacao from this area in the world, but like they had like good blends like with rose or like things like that.
Rose and cacao is such a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting thoughts about things now. Okay. So this week we are remaining topical. And so probably Ozzy Osbourne's gonna have to wait again. I feel so
sorry,
bad.
Ozzy. Don't feel bad.
I'm so sorry, Prince of Darkness.
No, y'all are just gonna have to wait for that channeling.
And that one was crazy. I was like crying in that shit.
We just keep teasing this episode. They're like, what the fuck
the
is
Charlie
the
Kirk channeling was not the best because I didn't want to repeat the things that he was saying.
Oh my god, have you seen on TikTok like people, mediums channeling Charlie saying that he's like he feels so bad about what the ideology that he was presenting, that he changed his mind. I was like,
I'm not sure if he's there yet. He was struggling to accept. I feel like he's aware, but I feel like he's struggling to accept.
Yeah.
Like, and there was still a lot of a lot of religious programming that he was still believing in. Yeah. So I don't know. Those mediums,
I don't know where they're getting that from, to be honest.
I mean, I guess if a lot of mediums are picking up on the same thing, that feels like, are they like people you trust, or is it just random?
No, I've just been seeing it randomly on TikTok.
I mean, eventually he's gonna feel like that. That's the goal, right? Yeah. Like he's gonna do his. So when a soul does traumatic or intense things in this lifetime, what I've seen, and many other psychics and channelers that I've compared notes with, like even if they unalive themselves or they murder someone, like I've connected to all different types of beings people who have done that, their soul has to go through this, like, it is kind of like an atonement process. It's not like hell. Like if you know, committing suicide is like the biggest sin in like religious programming. Those people, they have to, it feels like they were going through some kind of like boot camp or like school, where they have to like work extra hard, compared to other souls in order to like be able to reincarnate or move on to whatever their next piece is in their soul's journey. And it's very specific to the soul and what they've gone through. Like they don't really, every time I check in and I have readings with people like this, they don't like to share like details of what they're going through. Like I feel that there is a being or an angelic type energy that is in charge of this like school boot camp thing that these souls have to go through. And I get the sense that this being that watches over it is very protective over the work that these souls are doing.
Yes.
And so they don't like to share like, oh, well, they're doing this and then their next step is this and then they're going to go here. And I don't think it's easy either, because whenever they talk about it, they're like, I have more work to do. And it feels like there's a lot of, that's like a loaded statement, that there's a lot behind it. So I feel that it maybe could be harsh like hell or something like that a lot of people have believed in, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's eternal like how hell is supposed to be, like you're in eternal damnation. Like, it's not that. It's something different, but I think it's still difficult, and I think that it's very sacred, and whoever watches over that process for the soul just doesn't want people to, because I think it's just something we're not supposed to know until we go through that.
Yes, but it is interesting if you look up near-death experiences. There are so many cases where people describe the feeling of a white light and all forgiving, all compassionate love. So if that is your entry point into the afterlife, then you know that that is really your baseline, your foundation as you're moving forward into this life review, even if it is challenging and difficult.
Yeah. And I have a whole like solo podcast episode where I talk about what happens when you die, if you're like interested. But the other thing that I covered people's near-death experiences, because there are people that see that, and then there are people that are like, it was just blank, it was black, there was nothing.
A neutral space.
And I think that the theory that I discussed in that episode is that whatever you believe kind of gets mirrored back to you when you pass away, because that's like a familiarity. So like, if you believe that your God is going to be roasting you on a Spitfire, then you'll probably receive that kind of,
it's your perception.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of scientists have kind of come to that conclusion too, that it's like whatever you believe in is what you receive when you die. And it's similar to whatever we believe in this realm is what we receive, right? Like, if we're scared of seeing ghosts, then we're likely not going to see a ghost. Like, if we don't really believe in spiritual stuff, or it's hard for us to tap in, then we might not get, quote unquote, get the messages. You know, like, spirit gives you what you're ready for. So that's why a lot of people get like angel numbers and things, but not like hearing, you know, their guides, because that's what's safe for them. Yeah. And your spirit guides will appear in forms, if you do see them, in a form that feels safe for you. Yeah. So like, if they're like some crazy alien being, like they might appear as like human, because they know like you would be like, whoa, like I don't trust this alien. So yeah, I think a lot of it is based on like our perception and what we're ready for.
Although I just witnessed a story where the individual didn't believe in any of that, and in their passing got to experience that, like ultimate love and forgiveness. And yeah, that piece is interesting, because even if you don't necessarily believe in an afterlife, or if you don't necessarily believe in the life review,
I think everyone gets it. Yeah. But I think like how you're met, how you're like, how you first see it is based on your perception. And I also think there's a level of like, maybe the people that don't believe in God and saw nothing but came back, their soul was not meant to die. So maybe they didn't see things that they weren't ready for yet, you know? Like, maybe they saw nothing because they were going to come back, and they didn't want to, spirit didn't want to change their belief system or something like that.
That is a big thing when we are working in the realms of spirit, that you will only be shown what your consciousness is able to intake at that given moment. Yeah.
So there's also that. But yeah, most people do end up being in like some really cool sort of heaven-like place that feels very loving and compassionate. The most common analogy that I get when connecting to past loved ones is like, they're in this like eternal backyard party. Like, that's kind of what it feels like, that they like come from this place where they're like sitting with a bunch of people or hanging out or partying, and then they like step out of it. Like, they're like, yeah, you called, like, you know, and then they leave that space. They also, like, I had this one guy, his dad was a chef, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm like with Anthony Bourdain and we're like cooking and things. Yeah, so like they do sometimes get to like I had another client,
dreams.
her dad was like in the music industry, and he was like, oh, I'm with like he was talking about, I don't know if she passed away, Erica Badu, but like he was talking about like wanting to be with like the old jazz people, like Louis Armstrong and like things like that. So it's like really cool that like that does get to happen on the other side.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's necessary for some souls to have that experience before the choice, because we all have a choice if we do want to continue to reincarnate. And keep learning these lessons.
Yeah,
so,
you chose this.
Yeah.
We all fucking chose this.
As souls, especially as millennials, I'm like, we really chose a wild ride. Like, the Pluto and Scorpio generation, I'm talking to y'all. Like, we chose...
Why can't we just all have vampire raves?
Right,
like why? That's the best part of Scorpio Pluto. Why can't our life be one industrial movie? Just one cool vampire rave.
Why do you think millennials love to rave so much? Like, we actually will dance. Like,
it's the
have
dancing.
You seen
it's the
Gen
collective.
Z? Like, they're not out there dancing.
I think we're the last generation that has that, because we were born like when there wasn't phones and or there's phones, but not cell phones.
Scorpio vibe.
Yeah. Because I think like the newer generations just they didn't have like the human to human contact experiences the same way that like all the other beforehand generation, because the beforehand they had disco clubs, you know, they would all be they had Woodstock, right?
Yeah, because that's what we grew up watching.
We grew up watching MTV. Like, they don't do that now. So yeah, that's a ancient practice that a lot of people. Also, the other piece is we as millennials, in terms of the rave, we Spirit is just telling me these things. We as millennials are less religious than our predecessors, right? Because with religion in the past, it was like very like, you have to go to church or to temple. Like, my grandpa was like, you went, like it was required of you as a community member to pay your dues and do all the things. And I think like our generation was one of the first ones that was like, no, like, I'm not just gonna just go to church just because you tell me to. Like, I'm only gonna go if I believe in it and if I resonate with it. And I worked at a Jewish synagogue. Like, there was a huge drop off from like, after you finish Hebrew school, you don't fucking show up, and then once you are married, then you come back in because you want to be married in a religious institution, and then you only join again because you have children, right? So it's like it's more of like the cultural like educational piece, and not like, I'm personally connected to this and I want to show up here. And there's this whole thing about rave culture, that rave culture mimics religious culture in the sense that like, when you're in a religious space, a healthy religious space, which I know is like a far-fetched idea, hear me out, you have a sense of belonging and community, and you have that religious experience. Like, we see like with like Black churches, everyone's, you know, singing together, dancing together, feeling the energy of the connection, and that is what makes you feel like at home. And so rave culture mimics that,
it's
right?
It's the plur. It's the peace, love, unity, respect.
And it's also a similar thing of, in the past, in religious spaces, we all knew the songs, we all sang them, we all felt connected to them. That's what happens in a rave setting. We're all singing the same song that we all know, and we're all feeling the energy together. We're all moving through the energy in our bodies and connecting. And that's why it's like, people describe it as like family and things like that. So there's a whole like documentary that I watched on this. I think it was about EDC specifically. And that's where I kind of like got to this realization that like, yeah, this music industry concerts are like the same like replacement for religious connection and community connection that we're all looking for.
I do want to go to EDC. I've never been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling you about that. I was like, maybe because it's in May, I think.
Yeah, they pushed it earlier.
Yeah.
It used to be like around my birthday in June.
Yeah.
I almost went because I had a lot of friends in high school that would go, but I didn't end up going.
Well, let's rave.
Maybe. I have to like the music. And it's just like the new people I don't really know anything about, so.
Yeah. That's true. I can vibe to anything. I'm like,
Sad
right.
moon.
Yeah, that is such a sad moon. Like, we're here. Let's vibe. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we're like so all over the place. We're gonna get into this tea. This petty fucking tea.
Yes. If you hate J.K. Rowling, raise your hand.
Oh my god.
This will be fun. I don't know. Like I
like,
feel
why does she have to be so hateful? Like it's just so heartbreaking because as millennials we grew up with those books. I remember being so young
and they were
lugging around these huge books.
They were written too to like age with you. Like the language gets more advanced the further
even
along
when the movies
you get.
came out, like they were a little bit older than us, but we aged with them watching the movies.
Yeah. So that's how they were written. We were supposed to be like the fourth friend in the group, you know?
Exactly. That's why it's heartbreaking because of that emotional. But I literally brought my Ravenclaw scarf.
We're also
today.
both Ravenclaws.
We would be. Right?
Yeah.
Ravenclaw.
When I was younger, I really wanted to be Gryffindor.
Right now, so
yeah. Yeah, so
Gryffindor is overrated.
I know.
Come on.
When I was younger, I wanted to be Gryffindor because like my Aries moon. I was like, I want to be the savior. I want to be like the cool one, like Harry Potter. But then as I got older, I was like, yo, Ravenclaw's like really cool.
Yeah, Ravenclaw's where it's at.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a Ravenclaw, I'd probably be a Slytherin.
Damn, a Slytherin.
But I feel like I'm so Ravenclaw through and through.
I feel like there's a connection. Like, I think that Gryffindor and Hufflepuff have connections, and Slytherin and Ravenclaw. Because Ravenclaw is, like, very smart people, very, like, calculated. And, like, Slytherin is like that, too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I also just have a deep resonance with snake medicine, and I really despise how twisted and demonized snake medicine has become in our modern culture. Because in ancient society,
of religion. What? The Garden of Eden.
The snake medicine and throughout many cultures was known as a symbol of healing. That's why even to this day we have the symbol of the staff with the snake as the symbol of medicine. Mm-hmm. So... But I don't think I'm a Slytherin. I really feel like Ravenclaw, with the way that she wrote the books and all the attributes, Ravenclaw through and through. Yeah. Yeah. I'm such a nerd, y'all. Like,
yeah. And I'm kind of like, the reason why I liked Gryffindor was because I aligned with Hermione. I was like one of those like know-it-all kids. I wasn't like as crazy as her, but like I was definitely, I wanted to be like, that was for me, like I wanted to be really smart, you know, like because that was the measure of like I'm like that was acceptable in my household. But
exactly.
It's like it's good if you achieve things and if you're smart and you do good in school. So that's what I did. Yeah. But like I always felt like it was weird that Hermione was in Gryffindor. Like, I felt like she was a little more suited because of her smarts and her brains, like, felt more Ravenclaw. But, I don't know. She gets her Gryffindor stuff at the end. She starts to be bold.
I feel like the Sorting Hat put her in Gryffindor because there was a fated dynamic with her and Harry. And to be so for real, I don't think that Harry would have been able to accomplish a lot of the missions that he did if it wasn't for the brains of Hermione.
She figured everything out. She learned the potions. She learned the spells. Like, he was just like at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, like, let me follow your lead, Hermione. Yeah. So I think that that's why.
I agree. I mean, it's obviously for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But Gryffindor, it's just, I say it's overrated because everyone wants to be a Gryffindor. And it's like, are you really though? Like, if you look into the depths of your heart, are you really that brave? Like we were talking about in the first book when they go to do the first task at the end and they face the three-headed dog, we would both be like, yeah, we're out. It's like I've got a book to read. Like it's past our bedtime. But I feel like the Gryffindor energy would still push through and pursue, and that's the bravery piece that I'm like, do y'all really?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are more Hufflepuff vibes.
Frankie's a Hufflepuff. He's a proud Hufflepuff. I think my brother's also a Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, he's giving Hufflepuff.
Yeah. He's always. I remember I did the like quiz for him when he was younger, and I was like, "Ha, you're a Hufflepuff," because like everyone thinks they're like the worst.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Yeah, like I'm a Hufflepuff." Like he didn't care. Yeah, Frankie figured it out when we went to Universal, and like he was like, "Oh, I got Gryffindor, but like I don't really vibe with that." And then the lady in the store was like, obviously a big nerd too. She was like, "You can choose, like there's validity in like you choosing whatever house you want to be in. Like you don't have to be like sorted into a house." Like and then he was like, and she was like listing off all the qualities and of each of them, and she was like, "Which do you like vibe with?" And he was like, "I actually think I'm a Hufflepuff." And she was like, "Yeah, they're like really underrated. They're very loyal." And he was like, but they were like, they're not just loyal to everyone, they're loyal to those that they care about. That was like the one that helped him switch from Gryffindor to Hufflepuff. Because Gryffindor's seen as like brave and loyal like a lion, but the Hufflepuff is like selectively loyal, if that makes sense.
And overall friendly and kind. I feel like that is the resonance for Hufflepuff, is that they're really here to create spaces of unity.
I could see that.
Which I feel like Frankie as a reflector can sort of bring that quality out.
Yeah, for sure.
Aligned with the Hufflepuff energy and all of his Cancerian energy.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally tracks. What is Josh?
So funny. My family is really big into Harry Potter. Like, we're like the family that would rewatch the movies and like say the lines as they're happening. So one of the first Christmases I brought Josh, he didn't know what his house was. So my family's like, we've got to get your
they
test
pull out
going
the
here.
fucking hat. They're like, sit down.
Literally. And my mom's like, oh, he's going to be a Gryffindor. I can feel it. I'm like, Mom, no, my man is a Ravenclaw. Come on. He did the test. He's a Ravenclaw. He's also so nerdy.
The Virgo moon I could see, right? It's like witty, sharp.
Yeah. Loves to write, read, TV
I could
stuff,
see that.
analyze. I feel like that's such a Ravenclaw quality, and like this seeking more wisdom and really putting yourself in that position where you are expanding your mind. And I feel like that's such a Ravenclaw quality, is like wanting to know like all of the different facts. And I feel like Ravenclaw, you can just talk to them about anything and they're gonna have a little bit of a taste of each subject because that's how far and vast our minds want to explore. And if we don't know something, we're gonna be like, all right, let's look into it. The curiosity.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's like, you're wrong. He's a Ravenclaw.
Let us know what you are.
Yeah.
We'll debate it.
Yeah. So, and my family's just Ravenclaw, Josh. My brother-in-law, Matt, is also Ravenclaw. And I think that's it.
Is your mama Gryffindor?
She's totally Gryffindor.
I can see your mom as a Gryffindor.
Yeah. My mom and my dad both are Gryffindor. Like, they really, like, the Harley, like...
I feel like my dad would be a Slytherin.
My sister Katie is a Slytherin.
He's
a
like,
proud Slytherin.
Slytherin in the bad ways. Like, he be lying and stealing and stuff. He's not, like... amazingly clever, but he does have like motives and things. I don't know. I feel like he would want to be like a Gryffindor though.
Oh wait, my brother Nolan is also Ravenclaw, a classic Ravenclaw, also very nerdy. knows all the things, especially about history.
I feel like my mom is like maybe a Hufflepuff.
Not a Slytherin?
I thought she would be a Slytherin, but I feel like most of her actions are because like she's hurt. Not because like she's like genuinely selfish.
Well, I feel like
because she's a Leo rising.
Slytherin
so
gets
it's like,
such a bad rep for a house, and I don't necessarily feel like
I don't think all of them are evil.
Right? Like, I don't.
But the bad people are from. So we just associate it.
Yeah, which I think is annoying to me.
Like, Snape is Slytherin, but he's not, like, evil.
I love Snape.
Yeah.
Snape is, like, I think one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. He's a lot of people's favorite character. Yeah. I think he's Frankie's, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking about Emma Watson and J.K. Rowling.
All the tea.
Drama. I mean, J.K. Rowling has been dramatique for years now. Which we were talking about, it's like, we lost a real one. Like, we were really into her. And I remember when I was growing up, there was all this Harry Potter fan fiction that kids were writing with, like, different races and, like, queer people. And she was, like, super into it. And she was like, like, Dumbledore is gay.
Yes,
and,
that's
like,
what I was going to say. Dumbledore being gay was such a big moment.
And we were all like, yay, this woman gets it. Like, she's, like, pro, like, LGBTQ. And then, like... hard right turn, like, transphobe. Like, what? It's, like, hard because...
And, just justifying her beliefs, justifying her belief systems with nonsense.
Yeah, I think it's that classic, like, the older you get, the more closed-minded you are. Especially, she has so much money now. She doesn't need to interact and do this. Like, they say as you get older, if you're not consistently... opening your mind up to new ideas, new cultures, new people, interacting with people of differing viewpoints or opinions than you to keep your mind open. It's like psychological and scientific that like your mind becomes more closed-minded and you'll get like more set in your ways because we know like our brain, whatever neurons and synapses, like pathways you use, it will just keep using those over and over. Yeah. And the other ones that you don't use will like wither away. And so that's where like being open-minded, learning, they have those like brain games and stuff as you age helps keep your brain like active and open.
Spoken like a true Ravenclaw.
Yeah. And so I feel like with her, it's like when you're rich, like you don't have to do any of that shit anymore. You can have everything handed to you exactly the way that you want it. You can believe in what you want, validate yourself, all the things, and like it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. So I think that's sort of what I'm seeing. And I also feel psychically, like I've felt this for a while because I've pondered like what the heck is wrong with her, which we'll probably like go more into.
What is wrong with her?
Like I feel that there's some weird like personal like wound that she has around like the idea of like trans people, and I think it's misguided. I don't think it's specifically like because of a weird interaction with a trans person. I think it's like some weird like emotional wound that she has from like childhood that's like, why not me? Like what about my needs?
Fear around, it seems like it's rooted in this internalized fear of a violation. Yeah. With no real evidence.
Yeah. And it's just like people get scared of what they don't know. Yeah. And so that's why everybody goes for trans people, because they don't understand it and they don't know it because it's been illegal, it's been demonized, it's been like no one wants to talk about being a trans person unless you're in the queer community, right? Like it's like don't look at it, don't, you know, there's so much negative. Like I was watching like a 90s like Ace Ventura. If you rewatch Ace Ventura, there's like a huge transphobic scene in there. Like yeah, like Jim Carrey is like interested in this woman and he takes her into the hotel room and then he realizes like she has a penis and he like freaks the fuck out. Oh and God. He's like, oh, you know, like he's all like, I can't believe it, you know, the whole like trope of it. And so it's like that shit was very, very like in the 90s. It was very normal to be like, oh, you lied to me, you have a penis. And it's like, I don't need to tell you what my genitals are. Like that's a weird violation that I should have to, hi, I have a vagina. Like we shouldn't have to announce that to people. So yeah, like it is very commonplace, unfortunately, in our backwards society. Because ancient cultures were totally chill with it, and in ancient
cultures, trans people were the leaders.
Yeah, They were exalted because they could be seen as holding both feminine and masculine
Yes.
energies at balance in one body, right? We have
Yes.
two-spirit is like the indigenous term for it, but there's more than just like American indigenous people that
Yeah.
have like honored trans people as being like this divine spiritual balance and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the future, right? They are the people that are showing us the way because they exist in both dualities and both paradigms in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, and like being non-binary, I totally resonate with that. Yeah.
Yes. Makes sense for you and your past lives too, being a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, your 11th house MC.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like she has like some weird thing that her inner child just wants to be noticed or get attention. Like her inner child just really wants someone to be like, I'm here for you, I believe in you, you're correct, you know. And this just isn't the hill to die on. Like she just get some fucking therapy, bro. Realize that literally 1% of the world is trans and they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
They're not trying to harm you.
Yeah.
Like I
like
don't
Emma
understand.
Emma said this, like, they are who they say they are. Like, and let them be who they are.
Yeah.
Like, why is it any of your business?
Yeah, it's just the fear mongering, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's afraid of what they don't know. The fear of the unknown is like the most basic human piece. And like I don't know every person that goes to the bathroom either, right? Like the lady I'm peeing next to could be a serial killer. I don't know, right? Like but I'm not fucking like I'm just here to go pee and leave. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. It's weird. Yeah. Like I saw this, someone was like, all these people like worried about like the bathrooms and like trans people. It's like your home bathroom is anyone could go in here, anyone could use it. There's no gendered bathrooms in your homes, yet that works perfectly fine. Like what? I don't know. It's such like a weird fear. There's never been like a news, you know, clipping that's like trans person attacks woman in the bathroom. Like no, literally nobody cares.
I went to this queer club and the bathrooms weren't labeled at all, and I actually really liked that.
My preschool was like that. All the kids just went to the bathroom together.
Yeah. It's like you're literally just going to the bathroom, washing your hands,
it's
and
a
leaving.
Human function. It's not gendered. Like, it's a human function.
Yeah.
We all have to go to the bathroom. Like ancient cultures, they all like there was like a trough, like a trench in the ground. Everyone just popped a squat and just went to the bathroom. Like it's such a modern issue of like I need my defined bath. Like for years people just fucking shit in the ground and bury it. Like
which is actually way better for the earth.
Right, and for your squatting, we're supposed to squat. That's why they have the squatty potty, because we literally would just squat over an open hole and then move. And there would literally, like in some Asian countries, they still do this. There's people that just come by and like wipe you. Like those people don't care what your genitals are. Like why do we care so much?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
interesting.
There's people when they travel. I think it's China when they bring their own toilet paper if they come from America, because they don't really use that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's wild how we use toilet paper here, though, when so many other
bidet,
water.
Like just water is a cleanser. We know it's the Greek cleanser. Stop using earth as a cleanser. Yeah, I've been really wanting to get a bidet.
Josh and I have been talking about that. Yeah. I'm like, Christmas.
I know, right?
Install a bidet.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's such a weird modern issue that doesn't make any sense when for millennia we've all just collectively just gone to the bathroom when we need to.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It just feels like it's so mean-spirited.
Yeah.
Without any feeling of compassion or a willingness to understand on a human-to-human level from J.K. Rowling.
100%. She's like meeting people's like differing like opinions with this wall. Just like, nope, rejection. Like at this point, I feel like she's vilified herself, like psychically, because I've spent a lot of time pondering. I feel like at this point in her like transphobia journey, she has just decided to shut off any outside influence and disregard it. She's basically created a lot of cognitive dissonance where she just empowers herself in her mind to just fully just align and like cling to this belief and just keep pushing it forward. Like I feel like it's almost empty now. Like it's like there's no point.
Yeah.
She has now, she feels like she's sort of like a representative for this, you know, type of energy. But
Yeah.
it's, and that's why she speaks on it so much, like too much.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody asked you, like, where are you coming from? Like,
Yeah.
do you think you're a superhero, like sweeping in, like bringing up this stuff? Like, I feel like at this point in her life, it's like a personal like mission or vendetta that she's created in her mind, that she just really needs to like hit this point home and keep fight, like, because she donates money to like anti
Yeah.
trans
Yeah.
organizations and stuff now, and like she's like very vocal about being part of those groups and things. So I feel like there's just a part of her that's trying to find community also in this, right? It's like we're aligned together because we both agree in our belief system.
Yeah. Well, and now in our current climate, there's so many people that just feel like they can be openly racist,
Yeah.
openly transphobic,
Yeah.
openly against the queer community.
And I think that it's easier for people to have the fear of their unknown, whatever that is, and to align themselves with a community that's also afraid of that unknown. Because that's, if you think about it, like psychologically, like how much easier is that? I have a fear. I'm just going to join this other group of people who have the same fear as me and enable my fear and agree with my fear and embolden my fear, instead of having to do the real work to address my fear, to heal, to alchemize, to unlearn whatever my fear is, right? Because really what shifts our beliefs and our feelings is like new experiences, right? The open-minded thing that I was talking about. They say like, if you're afraid of being cheated on because you've been cheated on in the past, like you just need to have enough experiences moving forward of that not happening, so that your brain can be like, oh, I've experienced like the opposite of this, so now I can settle. And I feel like people are just too scared to like do that. Like the most healing thing would be for her to actually educate herself about trans people.
Go to spaces where there are trans people. Go into the queer community, J.K. Rowling. And you might just find that your heart will be so open and expanded by the love that you feel in those spaces. Because queer spaces are so safe.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to even put yourself in that position to understand, then that's when the fear, the inner fear, and the hatred just grows and grows and grows and becomes this monster.
And it's not even, it's so detached from the reality. Like, she just in her mind sees like trans people as this monster now, instead of, like you said, bringing yourself to reality, seeing the truth of what this type of person is like in the world.
Imagine that. Like, you are in a body, and even at a very young age, you feel a disconnect from the gender or the sex that you were labeled at as birth. And that creates all of this feeling of discomfort in your body. Could you put yourself in that position of that uncomfortability, and also the truth of knowing in their soul that they're not meant to be in that body, they're not meant to express as that gender? And
then like layer on top like the societal stuff, like it's a risk for someone to come out as trans, right? Like in our society it's a risk. It's not like you said the ancient ways where they would love you, they would you know, support you, they would help you through your transition, all the things. And so like for people to think that like trans people are evil and like have some weird agenda to like convert everyone, when literally it's like 1% of the population, is crazy. Because it's like for them to go out on this limb to risk their safety in their body in the world to be who they are, like why would they then have an evil agenda? Like it's super weird. It's like what are they controlling here? Nothing. They're not controlling anything.
All they're doing is just attempting to live their best life.
Yeah.
And in this world where there is so much hatred, there's not a lot of support in that. So can you put yourself in that person's shoes?
Yeah. Or just in a neutral stance. Yeah. Like, can I take myself
or that
out of my own feelings and emotions for just 1 second, 5 seconds, and just see this person through unbiased, unfiltered. Can I just look at them? Just like as if I was a scientist gathering evidence, unbiased. And maybe I will feel different when I just observe them without a preconceived notion placed on them. Because, like, there's a psychological, like, I listened to this video recently from this therapist, and it was like a good reminder of, like, if you go looking for something about yourself, you will find it, right? Like, if you think you're a shitty person and you go looking for that truth, you will find evidence to back that up, right? Our brain is powerful in that way. So if I go looking for negative things, I'll find them. If I go looking for positive things, I will find them. So if you come in with this preconceived notion that these people are this and that and that and that and that, your brain is going to find evidence to back that up, to prove your claim. And that's why science and the, like, what is it, like, hypothesis, the scientific method is important. We're not just enabling ourselves and backing ourselves up in our own mind, because we can do that all day long. We're actually looking at the truth and letting that come in and shift our mindset and our belief based on what's really in front of us.
Yes. That's exactly why it is so important to have these conversations that expand your worldview.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Like, it's so important. Like, we have to consistently confront our beliefs, because I know I'm flawed.
Yeah.
And I'm an unreliable narrator based off of where I came from.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, where I came from, what I believe, what my culture is limited in the scope of what's available in the global world.
Yeah.
So how can I know everything about anything? And I mean, I know I'm psychic, so I know everything about anything. But, like, in a human sense, I can't know everything about anything, and I can't be right about everything.
Yeah.
And I need to get into the world and experience it to help inform my beliefs.
Yes. I'm big on that, just as a Sag moon.
I feel I'm like a Sag rising, so it's like
what brings me comfort is in that expansion, and also questioning my belief systems, which I did from a very young age. Like, oh, you're telling me this thing, but that doesn't feel right to me. So what about this? What about that? What about this?
I think questioning is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we're covering Emma Watson and J.K. Rowling today, because Emma Watson is a very kind soul who has been speaking up against J.K. Rowling for years now. And in the most recent, like, tea, she pretty much went on this podcast and said that, I'm going to stand in my values and my belief system on this, but I also can hold in my heart that I treasure J.K. Rowling and everything that she did for me, because Emma Watson really was a young person. She's famous
because of this.
She was a young person. And like we were saying earlier, how did we know all that back then? We didn't.
Yeah. we thought she was cool.
Exactly.
We thought she was part of our community and an ally.
Exactly. So...
Also weird. How are you okay with gay people but not trans people? It's so bizarre.
It's really odd. So then J.K. Rowling comes back at Emma and says, like, you don't know how ignorant you are, because you've lived this life of privilege. While Emma isn't denying that she's lived a life of privilege.
She's literally thanking J.K. Rowling for the privilege.
Exactly. But J.K. Rowling wasn't even willing to...
So when you're arguing with people about these types of topics where it's, like, very rooted in our belief, that's a common thing, right? J.K. Rowling's response was not a response to the argument. It was a personal attack on the person that is having the conversation with her.
Like you don't know how ignorant you are.
Yeah.
And she did state, like, y'all can have your belief systems, but you were the poster board, the head of my book and of this branding. But that doesn't mean that they need to fall in line with your values. Like, that's the thing that's wild
she's thinking, like, I've done all these things for you, so, like, who are you to come up against me? And it's like, I'm not treating you as the queen because you've afforded me opportunities. And I'm not loyal to you in that way.
I think that in the new series, they did have to sign an NDA saying something like that.
That they won't speak out. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, we have to now, like, a lot of people who really enjoy Harry Potter, they're like, just buy stuff that you can look it up if she's gonna get money, if she's gonna get royalties from it. Like, just don't support it, because it's just perpetuating it. Like, so many, literally all the shit going on in the world, so many celebrities are afraid to speak out about things because they're afraid they're gonna get fired, they're gonna get blackballed, you know, all these things. And it's unfortunate that that's the case, if that's true.
Yeah, that's why I really value Emma for speaking up in that way.
Yeah, it's important to remind ourselves, like, even if we were friends with someone, even if we were aligned with someone, we're given an opportunity for someone, it does not mean we have to go against our morals and our values and our beliefs to be grateful or to be thankful. It's sort of like the age old, like, do you separate the art from the artist? Right? Like how she's like, I can in one hand be thankful for what J.K. Rowling has afforded me in this lifetime.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I can still say, like, hey, babe, what you're doing is not cool. Yeah. She's actually trying to practice, like, the indigenous wisdom of calling someone in, right? Like, she's like, I see your value. I see your importance in this world. And I want you to come over here and see the other people that you're fucking being transphobic against are also valuable and also have a seat in this world. And, like, we shouldn't be doing that. So I feel like it's very hard for people to sit in that, like, space of being compassionate towards someone when they're fucking up. And they're causing more harm intentionally in the world than is needed right now. So yeah, definitely kudos to Emma for having that conversation with J.K. Rowling and publicly having that conversation.
She's not actually having a conversation. She's doing a podcast and then J.K. Rowling is just publicly responding. And that is something that Emma has spoken to, that she wishes that she could just have a conversation.
But she has to, like, come to, like, social media spaces in order for that to happen. Okay. Yeah, and it's funny. So I was telling Tylen, like, there's a drag queen called Jinx Monsoon who has come out as trans, that my dog Jinx is named after. So look her up. She's fucking amazing. She's also an open witch. She works with Lilith and Hecate. And she was on this interview with Ziwe, who's this amazing European interviewer woman. She has a TV show. And she was like, oh, what do you want to say about J.K. Rowling and all this stuff? And Jinx brought up, like, a good point that J.K., like, the moniker, the name that she goes by, is a common writing, like, tactic that a lot of female writers would do. They would just use, like, the first two initials of their name in order to sound more androgynous, more masculine, so that people would read their work. Back in the day, like, women literally came up with, like, I forgot what the term is. There's a special literary term, but when you have, like, a different name that you write underneath.
It's a pen name,
Yeah. So yeah, like, Jinx was like, well, she's obviously changing her name to come off as a, like, more masculine or more androgynous in her writing. That's true. Like, why is she upset about trans people doing the same thing in their life? You know, like, it's like a double standard at this point.
Yeah.
Would you have sold more books if you had a feminine name? Was that something that you pondered? Here you go. Then you're obviously benefiting from trans wisdom.
Yeah, that is such a true thing, because in the 1800s, you weren't allowed to write as a woman. Like, you were not allowed to write and publish.
And that's why there's less female authors, quote unquote.
Yeah.
A lot of them just came off as male, or they didn't get to publish their works.
Yeah.
That's a fun deep dive if you ever want to look up all that.
Which is really sad, because it's like, clearly J.K. Rowling created this whole universe that so many people have really found a lot of value in. And I think a lot of women, I feel like, have the capacity to go into these, like, imagination realms. It's sort of like the chaos realm, and then birth it into form. And I feel like, yeah, throughout history, I'm just like getting that hit of how many women just weren't able to share that, and like their voice just being suppressed.
Yeah, back in the day, it was seen as like inappropriate if a woman learned how to read, even.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah.
I hate the patriarchy so much.
Yes. That's why we're witches. And Emma Watson said she's here for all the witches. So.
Thank you. For supporting your community that supports you.
Let's get into her chart.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the same sun and moon. She's an Aries sun. Yeah. Ooh, Sag moon.
Virgo rising.
Hello. She is such a Virgo rising.
Wow.
That classic Virgo rising.
Virgo, I will say, Virgo, strong personal planet, Virgo are hot. Like, people who have strong Virgo placements are pretty people. They're symmetrical in their face. They have good bone structure. Like, a lot of, like, celebrities that you like probably have Virgo placements.
Yes. Well, Virgo rising is known to be the prettiest rising sign. Like, Virgo rising, Libra rising.
Yes.
Prettiest, and then Pisces rising.
Yeah,
probably.
I could see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
But Virgo rising for sure is known to be the sign that, like, in your physical body, you have these pretty attributes because of the symmetrical, the Virgoan the attention to detail,
right?
And we see that in Emma's body and the way her face looks. She's gorgeous, right? And she presents in that way. And what's so interesting is that with this time that is widely used for her, because it is not a confirmed birth time, but with this time that's used for her, her ascendant point is in the third decan of Virgo, a decan ruled by Mercury. And we talked about this with Michael B. Jordan, because that is his confirmed rising sign in that
I'm
ascendant
looking up
point.
Other celebrities that are Virgo rising.
Oh,
Michael
wait.
B. Jordan.
Who are they? Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
Obviously.
Look at that man.
And he knows,
Virgo
like, there's
rising.
this funny video where he was doing, like, his hands in the cement.
Yeah.
And he placed it, and they're like, do you like it? And he was like looking at it, and he was like, can we redo this? And then he redid it like 6 times, and he said, like, sorry, I'm a Virgo. He was like, it's off. I need to move it over.
He knows.
Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
Ryan Reynolds.
Wasn't he?
Yes.
That's why he and Blake have the synastry.
He and Justin were both Virgo risings.
Yeah, and they're pretty people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
Jay-Z, Dolly Parton, Virgo rising. Oh.
Interesting. I can see that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Bella Hadid, come on. Timothy Chalamet. He has kind of a weird face, though.
He's a Virgo rising. Interesting.
This is from Cosmopolitan, so I'm assuming it's correct. I don't know. Yeah, Timothy. Chris Pine. Is this real? Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, for sure.
Millie Bobby Brown. She's pretty.
She's giving Virgo rising. Yeah. For sure.
We know Jay-Z, we said already. Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story and
Virgo
such.
rising.
Janelle Monáe.
Oh, I love her. I love her.
Nicole
I saw her at
Scherzinger,
Pride.
very hot, from the Pussycat Dolls and from Men in Black. If you've seen Kelly Ripa, they all have this same kind of like very beautiful classic beauty type look.
That's the Virgo rising.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. Yep.
Emma Watson. Tom Hanks. Interesting. I don't find him attractive at all. Kris Jenner.
Oh, yeah. She looks Virgo rising too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, when I saw this time, I was like, oh yeah, this feels pretty accurate.
She also has like the Virgo, like, it's interesting, Aries, so she has like the more compact body, and then the Virgo, I feel, also tends to be like a little like slimmer body types.
Yeah, Virgo risings definitely do have that, because I think with a lot of Virgo risings, they do have a tendency to care about health, right? Virgo rules over health, wellness, rituals, routines.
Yeah, and the tummy, so it's like their digestive system, they have to be like more on top of it because they're going to be more sensitive to all those things.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so her ascendant point is in the same decan that Michael B. Jordan's was in, that third decan of Virgo, which is a decan ruled by Mercury. and it relates to the 10 of Pentacles. And I remember saying in the Michael B. Jordan episode that this is an ascendant point. If you were born under this ascendant point, you have strong manifestation gifts, because this relates to the 10 of Pentacles in the tarot, and we see in this card it's sort of a veil to the other realm, and then it's a card that represents 3 generations, and it is that feeling of manifestations coming to fulfillment. But Virgoan energy is willing to fine-tune. It's not just like in the Pisces and Virgo on the same axis, right? It's not just in the Pisces realm of like the dream. Virgo's like, no, like, what's the step-by-step action plan to bring this dream into life? And so I feel like with Emma, she definitely has this strong manifestation skill sets. And what I think is so interesting is that Nessus,
here we go again, this motherfucker.
Yeah, Nessus is
Libra.
Retrograde in Libra.
Wow.
But in a conjunction to her ascendant point. And I think this is really interesting because this means that Emma then has an obsession with her values. And that's why I feel like she's been standing so strong in her value system. And what does she value? The Libra themes of peace, fairness, harmony, fairness, justice, and beauty. When we look at her card and her life path, it boils down to 11, which is the justice card. And that is the card related to Libra. So I feel like a lot of her life's work is to be that embodiment of
what is she studying in Princeton?
I have no idea. I don't know too much about her personal life. I do know that she has been pretty open. Oh,
she went to Brown. English literature bachelor's degree, Oxford master's degree in creative writing.
That makes sense. She's ruled by Mercury.
Yeah.
And in her ascendant point in the Decan, ruled by Mercury. This is like amplified mercurial energy. But yeah, I feel like she has been very open about her journey with anxiety. Like at one point she almost quit doing the Harry Potter movies because the fame got to be too much
Virgo
for her.
Anxiety makes sense.
She talks a lot about the feeling of imposter syndrome.
Virgo.
And so I think that's the Nessus piece on the ascendant. It's more about turning that feeling of the poison inward.
Yeah.
And
I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. Especially with second house, Emma, we can have issues with that.
I feel like Emma's so hard on herself. And I feel like she's definitely done a lot of work in her life.
Yeah.
To bring awareness to this. But I feel like it's still something that she struggles with to this day, of that like inner critic voice being so loud in her head. But again, I feel like it's there because it's pushing her to, again, this Nessus obsession to bring justice, to bring fairness, to bring more beauty to the planet.
Yeah, and she's done modeling as well, which is very fashion, beauty orientated.
Yeah, and that's the Nessus piece.
And she got like that brand deal with like Chanel, and like she's done like a lot of like ads and things for like beauty and like makeup companies. And she aligned herself with a fair trade fashion brand. So morals, values, yet again.
And I feel like when people have Nessus conjunct their ascendant, it's like they then become the embodiment of obsession themselves. And I feel like that is why so many people have just become obsessed with her, and why that took a toll on her mental health.
Yeah, she was listed as one of the most influential, like top 10 most influential people in like this magazine and stuff. So that totally makes sense. Because with Nessus there, like that's easy for her to tap into. Like people just be like, ooh, I'm obsessed with you.
Yes, because she becomes the embodiment of it.
Yeah. So I think it's actually like a testament, like knowing the power that she wields and then feeling the pressure and the
Yes.
anxiety and the importance of that and not taking advantage of it.
And being open about her journey to the public. Imagine how many young souls have felt the comfort knowing that this big celebrity that they grew up watching also experiences mental health issues and challenges and is still to this day fighting through them.
Yeah, she's
with
like
tools,
openly
with aligned tools.
and
Yeah.
she like her values, it totally makes sense. She's like openly feminist, she's advocate for gender equality.
Yeah.
And it says like she was nervous when she gave these speeches at these spaces, but it's like she's like, this is what I need to do. I don't care if I'm nervous. This is important to me.
That's her Aries sun. It's like,
yeah,
ooh, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's ruled by Mercury then, obviously. So she has Hermes, Mercury up in her Taurus 9th house in a conjunction to Athena. Which is another
that gave me chills.
Symbol. Athena is all about political activism. She's the goddess of war and wisdom. And it's so interesting because even her big character, we all know her as Hermione.
It's kind of like that.
Hermione is also like this
Athena kind of energy,
but also so wise.
Well, yeah, because war, it's like planning, strategy, wisdom. It's strategy. Like she's very that in the movies and the character.
Yeah. So this also suggests then that when Emma has her mind made up on something, there is a stubbornness. Like Taurus Mercury's, they can be very slow at changing their mind at something. So if you have a belief system that's ingrained and rooted, it's like J.K. Rowling could come at her with all these justified reasons for why Emma should hate trans people, and Emma just, her mind is set. There's a stubbornness with the Taurus Mercury.
But I think that that's actually a really pretty balance, because having the Virgo rising, we can tend to like overthink in Virgo placements, and having the Nessus there can sometimes create like that like obsessive quality. Yeah. But and then like having the slowness of the Taurus will help her to like, let me think this through, especially with Athena there, right? Let me think this through. Let me make sure this is something that I really can fully back and stand behind and believe in, and like put my all into it. And especially having it in the 9th house, that's like the house of like higher learning, academia, like it makes sense why she went to school for writing, right? Like,
oh yeah, I would not be surprised if she ends up being an author herself.
Yeah, having the 9th house is publishing. Yeah, so that totally like makes a lot of sense, like where her mind kind of works and thinks. And she having that stubborn Mercury, but having it in a house of let's learn, let's expand, let's grow, let's travel to different places, you know? Like I think that's kind of a really cool like divine balance there. And like I feel like she definitely set herself up for success. I'm like looking at the other pieces now.
Oh my god,
like,
I know. She has some really cool pieces, like the exalted Venus in Pisces in her 7th house. The exalted Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, and a trine to Venus in Pisces. Like, whoa. Like,
and having her Chiron there makes sense why she was like very nervous about all of this attention. And this journey that she's been on. Yeah, the Venus in the 7th house, like, makes her also another element of people getting drawn to her, being attracted to her, because the 7th house is relationships. And so, like, I feel like it's easy for people to love her.
And also why she's so loving.
With Pisces, we're very compassionate.
Pisces, it's like love that transcends, a love that is as vast as the ocean. Yeah. It's really,
that's why she can say, I appreciate JK for what she did for me, but this part of her is wrong. Like, she's able to have that duality of compassion and separating these parts of a person, knowing that a person is many things because of that, probably.
100%. Yeah. So I love that because, her ruling planet Mercury is in a sextile to Venus and Pisces. That feels really
very
lovely and
blessed.
sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she does end up writing a memoir, especially on her
Mm.
relationship dynamics and her connection to love with that sextile.
Yeah.
Like all the things that she's learned by being in the public eye. And yeah, the trying that she has to Venus with Jupiter here. You're talking about the Chiron piece, which is, yeah, that's the wounding with the
Mm-hmm.
community
Mm-hmm.
and the feeling of. I feel like Emma goes through this feeling state of like, am I like worthy and like good enough to hold this much space in the community? And it's
Like,
the
am I the one that you should be listening to?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the imposter syndrome that she
Mm-hmm.
talks about.
Mm-hmm. That's because her Chiron there.
Because I feel like for her, she really wants everyone to feel like they have a seat at the table type of thing. I feel like
Mm.
that's her deeper mission in this
Yeah, yeah.
lifetime
I
is to
totally get
create that
that.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she
Mm-hmm.
inherently sees the world like that. That everyone has a
Yes.
seat at the table. And so, like,
Mm-hmm.
I could understand, like, that wounding
Mm-hmm.
of, like, the bigger I get, the more people, like, place importance on me and worship me and listen to me. But everyone is important. It's not
Yeah.
just me. Like, don't just listen to me. And that's where that it can feel like, am I the one that's supposed to be delivering this and saying this and speaking on this?
Yeah.
Is it really me? If everyone has all their amazing gifts and qualities and pieces that they bring to the
Yeah.
table, like, am I taking up someone else's spotlight that they deserve? You know, like, I could totally see
Mm.
that kind of like
Yeah.
inner monologue
Yeah.
going in through her brain.
When really she's here to show up as a teacher. Like that's why her ruling
Mm-hmm,
planet,
mm-hmm.
Mercury, is up here in the ninth house.
And I think that she does, because the
Yeah.
world literally labeled her as like one of the most influential
Yeah.
people at some point in history, right?
Yes.
So like people are being influenced and taught by
Yeah,
her.
exactly. And that's her living her chart, right?
Yeah.
And I also love her Sag moon in the fourth house. I feel like when your moon is in the fourth house, you have this deep connection to this earthly realm. It's oftentimes seen as a placement where your soul has been like a caretaker in the home space for many lifetimes, and there's a deep resonance and connection to the earth and to the medicine of the earth. And so I also feel like I'm not sure what Emma's journey has been in terms of like a connection to herbs or to plants and if that's helped with mental health at all.
But being an earth rising,
Yeah, I could see her like starting to speak out about like plant medicine, things like that.
She was an early adopter of sustainable fashion, so that's also being very
That's
earth
connected
oriented.
to the earth,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was. That's like
Yeah.
a huge deal for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she also like has spoken out about like Palestine and things like that. So it's like being
Yes.
connected to the earth in those types of ways, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, because that's the Sag energy. It's like Sag is mutable fire. It's that feeling that we all have this inner light, this inner truth.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I keep feeling that with her. It's like everyone belongs, everyone has a role to play and gifts that they have. And I feel like in her heart of hearts, that's the world she wants to live in and why she does these things to.
And that's probably
create
why
that-
she explored like creative writing, because maybe she wants to like write stories depicting these things that you're talking about. Like she probably wants to bring a certain character or storyline to life that indicates and highlights that everyone is good for whatever their skills and gifts are. Everyone has a seat at a table. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she wrote like something like that.
Yeah, I mean, her Saturn is in Capricorn in the fifth house. So I feel like in this lifetime, she does have a responsibility to her creativity and to her creative expression.
Yeah. And in human design, she's a 5-2. Okay, so, you know, we're professional yappers. That's why we have a podcast. Yes. So sometimes that means that the episode goes on for like over 2 hours.
A lot of times it means that. So
even the Alexa agrees. Yeah, so we decided to cut this episode into 2 halves, pausing it here, and we'll pick up right where we leave off next week. And
so come back and listen to the rest of the episode next week.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Celestial Tea Podcast. If you enjoyed our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
Let us know if there is a pop culture icon or a phenomenon that you want us to look at next.
Tune in next week for another piping hot cup of celestial tea.
Cute.